What's up, guys? We are back here with GameStop news and the madness that happened today. Let's talk about this. But first, let's go to disclosures and disclaimers. Disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing should be taken as legal advice. When you do invest, it is very risky, especially in a stock like GameStop, because stocks go up, stocks go down. You can win or lose a lot of money. So make sure that you do your own research and understand what is going on. And the more research you have, the better understanding you will have of the situation and positions here. So we talked about this yesterday. We had one share of GameStop for the longest time, for a couple weeks there. We diamond handed that one share because we were diamond hand forever. And we talked about when the dip happened. This 22nd, this 23rd, we were thinking about buying back in and buying some call options, and that's exactly what we did. So we bought a few call options. We bought about 10 call options yesterday, and they spiked insanely hard today, guys, because we talked about this in the video. What was the catalyst that happened? Conan freaking O'Brien was the catalyst. Then Ryan Cohen also tweeted today. He tweeted an ice cream cone, but that was enough to send this stock higher and higher and higher if you've been following. So during the uprise, we actually picked up some more call options around the $50, $60, $70 mark. We bought some more. I don't know. We bought about 20 more of these things. They were really, really expensive. It cost us like $15 to buy these call options per one. And then you have to times it by 100. So that was really $1,500 to buy a call option. And then we bought like 10 or 20 of them. So we spent about $30,000 on call options. We also bought a couple of more shares today as well as the price was rising. We bought them around $50. So we had a good gain increase today, at least paper gain, because we didn't sell. I did actually sell. I put a limit order for the shares that I bought. I bought like 10 to 15 shares on my Webull account that has a small amount of money, and so I was able to buy about $10 to 15 shares of GameStop at around that $50 price point. And just for shits and giggles, I put the limit price at $100 because it looked like on the market data there wasn't much things to be sold. So like there wasn't many people that selling. I'm like, hey, cool, $100. I just put it up there. So let's go. It started to creep up and up and up, and it was at like 70. And I was like, holy shit, we're actually going to hit $100 today. So we changed that. We changed that price to 170 some odd dollars. And lo and behold, in after hours, we hit that $170 price point, and we made 4 times our money approximately on these shares that we bought today, and we still have our call options. This is madness. Once again, it got all the way up to this $197 price point in after hours at the absolute peak of this surge. We are still currently hovering right around $153, a 3 times increase from the day's price of about $50. This is the insane short squeeze part 2. We've talked about this before. This was what I predicted was going to happen. If you look back in history, the Volkswagen short squeeze, we did a video on this. What happened is it went up really, really high, then it came down, and it hovered right around kind of a peak level. And then a few days later, it skyrocketed even higher because of some news from the company, and it shot up to that $1,000 price point, approximately around like 650 euros, that's what it was in euro pricing. That was what happened. And this is what we're seeing again in GameStop here. So we look at the history, and history is repeating itself. This is going to be the blip in the radar for the GameStop story. In my opinion, if history repeats itself, which it looks like it's doing, we are going to see this surge go up to probably about $1,000. That is my prediction in the next week. The next week, guys. That is what I am predicting. $1,000 GameStop stock price within 1 week by next Friday. So that is where I see this stock heading. You do want to take some profit. So by 3.5, I think GameStop will be worth $1,000, maybe higher, but that is the price point that I'm seeing out of this. Let's talk about why, how we get there, and what you should do along the way up. Because along the way up, you do want to take some profits. Do not YOLO everything. Do not like throw everything in there and then just let it like sit and don't do anything. You want to actively be watching your portfolio and you want to actively be trading your stocks, because if it does dip, so if this does dip again, if this goes back down to like 60, 70 bucks, you probably want to be buying a little bit at that point. You do want to shave off some of your shares. That's why I told you I bought some shares. They were about 50 bucks today, and then I sold them at the 170. I locked in some profit. My call options, I'm going to keep. I've told people that I'm going to sell off maybe 2 or 3 call options tomorrow, and that's what I'm going to do to make sure that I'm keeping profit. I'm going to pull out my initial investment on the stock and then let the rest go up. As it goes up more, I'm going to sell 2 or 3 more of those call options. So for example, in this scenario, this is hypothetical. Again, this is my opinion. This is what I'm doing. This is not investment advice. Do whatever you think is correct, but this is what I think is correct. This is I think is the play, is that when it opens, I'm going to sell 2 or 3 call options around this $150 price. Hopefully it opens around there, and we make a shit ton of money off of this. And then if the price goes up, great. If the price goes down, it sucks. Doesn't matter, but I can still buy more on the dip. So that's the thing, is if it goes down, you want to have some cash reserves ready to buy more, because it's probably going to go back up again, guys. So we're going to sell some at our open, around 2 or 3 of the call options that we have. I think we have a total of about 30 or so call options currently right now on GameStop. And they're all way, way, way in the money, like massively in the money. So sell about 2 or 3 of those. That will cover all of the initial buy-in that we did today, all the like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 that we bought. If we sell 2 or 3 of these call options, we're going to be getting, $20,000 to $30,000 on these things. That's the amount of money that you've generated. Like one call option cost us, we said earlier, I think it was like $1,500, but that thing has now generated probably about $20,000 profit at this current price point. So that $1,500 that we put in is now going to be worth around $20,000 roughly, give or take, depending on where we, sell it at, for example. But you can see, so by selling 1 or 2 or 3 of these call options, we pull out about $60,000, give or take, and that covers all of our initial investment into GameStop, which means we are playing with free money. We cannot lose. If we bought in for $30,000 and then we take out $60,000 profit, we have profited, guaranteed, $30,000, and we cannot lose. We can only go up more. We can go down some more on paper value, but we can just profit pure because everything else is in the stock still. So we are still affected by the ups and downs of GameStop, and you only make your money when you sell. So don't ever think about you having money when you have it in the stock. No, don't do that. It's only money when you sell, okay? All right, so with that out of the way, let's get into how we figured out why this was going to happen and where it's going to go. So this is Yahoo Finance. This is a option, call option, and a put option data spreadsheet thing. I'm not 100% certain on everything here. I am a noob at this. I've only been in stocks for about 3 months. So I've done a lot of research. Everything I say could be factually wrong, but if you watch the old videos, we predicted this spike happening around the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and we said we just need a catalyst. We didn't really expect a catalyst to come out this week, but the plan was always to buy back in around the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, because that's what the options market told us was going to be the absolute bottom of the GameStop story. You want to check out that? Why? You can go back and check out the videos. We called this 2 weeks ago. The reason why, we'll go a quick summary, is that during the 12th and the 19th, the puts were outweighing the call options. So you can see how many is open. This is how many is available in the world that has not been closed. So these are how many people actually have. So if you look at the numbers and you add these things up, you want to do some data crunching, you want to add these things up, and you want to see how many call options are there. And unfortunately, there's not that many call options right now unless this data is, old and it's not valid, which it very well could be. There very well could be a lot more call options that have not been updated because of the craziness that has happened today. But as you can see, let's get this into a nicer format. We want to strike price. There we go. Correct format. So we want it to be ascending in value. We go up here, so we add up. That's about 200. That's about 300. Then we have a 2,000. There we go. That's a nice amount of number. And then we have a little bit under. So that's about 1,000. That's 3,000. 4,000. We have another 3,000 there approximately. So that's 7. Then we have another 3. That's 10. Then we have 4. That's, we'll round up to 15. Then we have another 1. That's 16. Then we have another 1. That's 17. Then we have another 2. Again, rough numbers, doing quick math here. So 19. This is a combined of 7. So that's 26,000. Then we have another 2,000, 28,000. Then we have another roughly 2,000 there. So 60, 63,000, 64, 67, 60, 70. Bro, let's keep going, guys. 73. We'll say 74. We'll say like, I don't know, we'll say almost 80. We'll say 80,000. So 80,000 call open interest right now is pushing it up. This is the gamma squeeze part of this. So Google gamma squeeze, figure out what the heck that means if you're new to stocks and investing. Google gamma squeeze, you'll see. So then you have to compare it to how many are actually puts. So you look down, you scroll down to the data, and you see the puts that are in the money. There is very, very few. Look at these are in the teens. The teens, guys. This is what you want to see. There's like maybe 2,000 open puts. Maybe. That is insane. Before, what happened last time is the puts heavily outweighed the calls. Right now you see you have 60,000 to 2,000 approximately in call versus put ratio. Last time we had the puts, which had, we'll say 100,000 versus 20,000 in calls. These numbers are made up. If you want the actual numbers, you go to watch that old video. But you can see the puts outweighed the calls, which means that the bears were in control of the stock and that the stock was gonna go down. Now, the bears are losing their asses and they are getting eviscerated. They're getting killed. And the calls, the bulls have complete control of this. And they're going to have complete control of this for some time because we can actually go further out into the money and we can look into see here. So March 5th, we'll take a look at the data for March 5th and see where this is. Calls. So not that many. We got a few thousand here. It looks like we have about maybe 5,000 calls. We have a couple more thousand up in a little bit higher price points. So let's say if we get to this $100 price point, which we're already well past right now, we have around 7,000 calls for this date. If we go look at the puts, let's see how many puts we have. Once again, it's in the teens. We have ones. We have double digits. We don't have any thousands at all here, guys. The puts are significantly lower than the calls. So we have, what do we say, about 1,500 calls? Was it 1,500? No, it was about, was it 5,000 we said? About 5,000 maybe. I forget what we said. No, we got a little bit more than that. We had felt 15,000. That was about the number. Okay, if I remember correctly, we said about 15,000 in calls. And look at the puts. The puts are tiny. We have approximately, we'll say 2,000. We'll go up. We'll say 2,000. And as the price keeps going higher and higher, the amount of puts get lower and lower. So if we get to 120, wait a minute. We're already past 120, guys. So all these other ones, these 400 and 300, they're dead already. The stock needs to come back down to the 120 price points for them to be anywhere near effective, for them to affect the stock. So now you just got to keep looking. Like, even up here at the 200 mark, we have 135. And yeah, we have probably literally 500 puts. So like 15,000 calls versus 500 puts. It's incredibly bullish sentiment. And all we need is some more great press. And with the stock surging 300% nearly today, you're going to get press everywhere. The news channels are going to talk all about GameStop today. You're going to have celebrities coming out. You're going to have people supporting. And Wall Street Bets is a hype magnet. So let's take a look at some of the things on Wall Street Bets right now. Look, GME was up 37%, and they were already covering it on, what is it, CNBC? And it's, this guy's like, I'm not sure I can take it again. That's what the analyst dude right there said. Well, what's he going to say tomorrow when the stock went 300% in after hours and it continued on? And we have GameStop going plus ultra. The memes are coming out, 13,000 there upvotes. You can see people are extremely happy about what has happened. We have the memes, guys. Like, the support is here. We have support for probably about another 2 weeks, it looks like. Yes, some people will be selling, some people will be taking profit, but it looks like we are in good shape for about another 2 weeks. And there definitely will be some more market manipulation. Robinhood is probably going to try and screw us over again by restricting buying. But we now know what we need to do. We need to get off Robinhood. We need to be on other brokerages. And we can just screw Robinhood and the suits. We can win this war, guys. And we are winning this war. Let's see, there's the thing about Conan O'Brien. I want to see the thing about Conan O'Brien because it was a very, very cool thing. We touched about how much power a celebrity has. And I saw it earlier. I don't know if I can find it anymore on Reddit, but it had, like, I think it was like 20,000 upvotes on Reddit. Reddit was so popular today that it actually crashed during the GameStop surge. That is how popular the GameStop surge is right now, currently. The hype is insane. So the question is, should you buy at this price point? And even though it is very, very risky, I do think that you should buy. I think you should have some exposure to GameStop at this point. I think you are safe actually buying it here. Again, opinion. Do whatever you think is correct. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I do think that it is actually a good spot to buy. So let's see, where is it? Top, maybe? If he's in, I'm still in. Oh yeah, the Rocky meme was just awesome. I love this. We got 37,000. Oh yeah, this one, oh wow, this one went up to 50,000 upvotes. Where's Mr. Conan? Yeah, everyone hates Jim Cramer, man. Jim Cramer is like public enemy #1 on Robinhood. And I mean, I get it, but I don't get it because, like, he told people to take profit at 300s. And if you did, you were correct at that point. Like, he also wants GameStop to issue more shares and to clean up their debts. And I do agree, like, GameStop should actually clear up their debts, and that would help them as a company. Like, the stock being this high does not help them as the company right now. They will eventually need to sell shares to clean up the balance sheet. They're going to do that sometime. It makes sense to do it when the stock is extremely high. I don't see Conan O'Brien anymore, guys. I swear he was on here, and he had a ton of upvotes. Where are you, Conan O'Brien? Because I really wanted to give credit to Conan O'Brien and all of the Redditors. Like, they upvoted his comments, his tweets. All right, we'll just go to Twitter and we'll check out Conan O'Brien on Twitter. So this is something else too that I like, and I'm going to link this down below. This is the iBorrow, and it does show that there's about 2 million shares available to short. So there's not that many shares. Unfortunately, it does look like the fee to short is still very, very cheap. It's only 1% if this data is correct. I cannot believe that the cost to short GameStop would only be 1% at this kind of a price. So I think this is definitely outdated data. Let's check out Twitter. Let's go find Conan O'Brien. And let's see how many hearts, how many retweets he has. All right, Conan O'Brien, the man with a plan. 28 million followers. You can see this is the power that he has. At the end of Endgame, Captain America uses the time stone to make himself eligible for the vaccine. Okay, guys, I finally caved and bought GameStop. 33,000 hearts. 2,200 retweets. Again, this was a huge, huge post on Wall Street Bets. Tons of upvotes. I don't know what happened to it, but it was there. And yeah, it looks like it might have been deleted. But yeah, Conan O'Brien is pretty much one of the big catalysts for this. Let's take a look at the other catalyst, Ryan Cohen. And then the news media actually did report what we confirmed yesterday about Ryan Cohen and other members of the GameStop board essentially firing Jim Bell, the guy, the CFO. So they confirmed this stuff yesterday. Be like, we had the rumors, we have the suspect. Ryan Cohen tweeted out McDonald's ice cream, and I think in respect to Ryan Cohen, everyone should go to freaking McDonald's and buy an ice cream cone today if you are in GameStop stock. Just do it. Yeah, just do it, guys. Ryan Cohen is the man. Ice cream for everyone. Let's go. Let's go, GameStop. To the moon, $1,000 price point, probably by the end of next week. That is my prediction for you guys. I will see you on the moon. But remember, take some profits along the way. Do not let it ride all the way. Take some profits, cover your initial investment, and then enjoy it on the way up. So I'm going to do that too. I'm probably going to sell a couple of the call options around $200, $300 as well. And then if it starts dipping, you always have to plan for the exit strategy. I know people like to diamond hands and say forever. No, you don't freaking want to do diamond hands. That is stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. It's manipulation by these people telling you to diamond hands. You don't want to do that because if you sold like we did we sold at 255 last time when the stock started to go down after Robinhood screwed us. Okay. We sold our shares and our call options at 255 was the price that we got. A significant value. What this allowed us to do is allowed us to buy a lot more at the cheaper price point. So we bought back in at $40, $45, $50, a little bit higher as well today. We bought a lot more. So if we would have kept, we would have had, say, 100 shares. But if we sold those shares at $255 and then use that money to buy back in, we get 5 times the amount of shares. So instead of having 100 shares of GameStop, we now own 500 shares of GameStop because we bought it at $50. You see, we've increased the amount of shares and the amount of profit that we're going to get on the upward trend. If we had held the GameStop stock from 255, diamond handed all the way down like they're telling you, you lose money, guys. You lose money because you went down and you go up. I went down, I sold, and I bought the bottom, and I'm riding it back up. Hopefully you take this lesson. If the thing is, though, people don't want to tell you this. Because if everyone sells, the price goes down even further. And that's what I thought in my videos. I expected a price drop down to about $15 to $20. I didn't think there was going to be this many diamond handers. There's a lot of you guys that have diamond handed, and I commend you guys. But logically, if you let the price drop more, you have more power. If you sold at 40, if everyone's like, okay, I'm getting out at 40, sold, and like, our plan is to buy back in at 15. You guys now have almost 3 times the power at 15 that you had at 40. So you let the thing sink down and you buy it back and then you surge it back up. That is how the game is played, guys. No one wants to tell you this because they want to get out and they want to make their profits. If everyone sells at the same time, the stock will just tank to the reverse gamma squeeze will happen and the stock takes. And that's what we saw when it went from, what, 450 down to $130, everyone sold at the same time. That ended up being a buying opportunity because then after the 130, it jumped back up. You're going to see the same kind of swings going forward. So don't be scared of selling the stock, guys. You're going to have to play this roller coaster and enjoy the ups and enjoy the downs. And once you understand the game and once you understand the call versus the put data, I think you're going to do a lot better, guys. And I think we're all going to make a lot of money. Anyway, good luck, guys. Hopefully you had fun. I had a blast today. Today was an amazing, amazing day in the stock market. Just validates everything that I believe in. All the predictions that I thought came true, except for the price point. Because you guys diamond hand so hard, it didn't drop down to that $20 price point that I predicted. I commend you guys. You guys diamond handed so hard that you did not let it go below like $38. $40 was like your price point. And you're like, no, we are not going lower than $40. I commend you guys. That is dedication. That tells me that you guys are in this forever. Like a lot of you guys are in this forever and don't really care about the money per se. So I commend you guys. You guys are really fighting the fight. Whereas a lot of us are trying to make money. You know, that's the end game. When you're in stocks, you're trying to make money. So don't hate the player, hate the game, guys. We're going to buy and we're going to sell and we're going to do all this stuff on the way up and on the way down. So enjoy the ride and make sure that you guys invest what you can afford to lose. And let's stick it to the suits because they're going to get their ass handed to them in this next week, in my opinion.